guys? You see what's going on in the title and the thumbnail. A lot of people ask, and you know it's a big thing in the Mopar community, the whole thing with the Hemi tick. A lot of people that are interested in getting a Scat Pack or a Hellcat, or you know, even an RT, you know, anything with a Hemi. People that are interested in these vehicles, you know, they get a little turned off to them, or they're a little iffy because of the whole Hemi tick controversy that surrounds Mopar. So we're gonna be talking a lot about that today. I'm gonna let you guys know what you gotta do to prevent that, or to help to prevent that, because some things just can't be prevented. You know, there is such thing as lemons and things of that nature. So we're gonna be getting into all that. I'm gonna explain to you what it is and what it has to do with. So if this is something that you guys are interested in, stick around. We're gonna be talking about all that and more, and we're gonna get right to it. If you guys enjoy the content, like, comment, subscribe. It helps out tremendously. I appreciate it greatly. Without further ado, let's get right to it. Yes, sir. So I figured we would go on a little drive, you know, make things a little interesting while we talk about this. That way we ain't just sitting around and doing a boring video, or you know, you guys are just looking at me talking. I figured it would be more interesting if we did it this way. So getting right into it, first thing that you guys got to know about when it comes to the Hemi tick is there's several different types of ticking that you got to be aware of, and we've talked about this a lot on the channel. You know, I've got into it before, but I figure I'd make this specific video just for it. And the first thing that you guys got to know about, and something that is not as serious as the actual Hemi tick, is an exhaust leak, you know, or an exhaust tick, you know, a loose bolt in the manifold, or it could be several things, you know, a leak, a loose bolt. Because with the exhaust tick, what happens is you get a little tick on startup, but once it warms up, that tick goes away. That tick you don't have to be worried about as much as the actual Hemi tick. And a lot of people confuse that for a Hemi tick that is a serious issue. Now this, you still got to get this taken care of, obviously. You know, you don't want an exhaust leak or a loose bolt on the manifold, but it's not something to be so worried about like the actual Hemi tick itself. And before we get into, you know, how to prevent Hemi tick and all that, we'll go through what the Hemi tick is for those of you guys that don't know what it actually is. And what the Hemi tick is it's basically lifter failure. It's what happens when, you know, you get a failed lifter and it starts banging away on the cam. You know, it stops rolling, it seizes up, and it starts just banging away on the cam, and eventually the cam gets worn down, metal gets thrown around the engine, and that leads to some very bad stuff for your car and for your wallet. You know, things that we want to avoid at any means necessary. Of course, on this road I would get stuck behind a slow ass truck. If you guys don't know, this is the road I usually come and do my little canyon runs. I wasn't gonna go crazy anyways, but goddamn, bro, I hate getting stuck behind slow ass people. But anyways, that's basically what Hemi tick is, and the reason that happens is because of the MDS lifters. And it's not just Dodge that utilizes MDS lifters, it's also in Chevys. And this is a reason why I don't really like eco mode, and that's because what the MDS lifters do is it's a gas saving feature, and for some reason there's failures with these lifters. That's why it's not much of an issue with Hellcats, because they don't have MDS lifters. And also the manual Challengers, obviously Chargers don't come manual, but manual Challengers, they don't have MDS lifters either. So if you have a manual Challenger, you don't have to worry about this. If you have a Hellcat, you don't have to worry about this. And we'll be getting more into the whole MDS thing as well. You know, there's several things you guys could do pertaining to that. And I'll give you guys a little, you know, website that you could look up, or if you could just YouTube what MDS is, you know, if you want more detail. But basically I'm not gonna really get that much into detail on it. I'll leave it at that. And that's gonna lead into a future video talking about eco mode and how it's probably not that good for these vehicles. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like using eco mode and to save gas and all that, and that's good and all, I guess. I don't use eco mode personally. You guys would know that if you follow the content, but that's gonna lead to a future video where we're gonna talk about eco mode more and why I don't really like it. And the issues with it. So basically, with all that being said, you guys should have a good idea of what Hemi tick is, why it happens, or some of the reasons why it happens. So now that we got that established, we could talk about how to prevent Hemi tick if you have a Scat Pack or an RT. And it happens a lot in Rams as well, you know, 5.7 Rams. It happens a lot in the 5.7s. A lot of people talk about it with the 5.7s, but it happens in the 6.4s as well. So one of the best ways to prevent a Hemi tick is do not let your car idle. That is one of the worst things for these vehicles, and you could go around, watch all the videos, and that's one of the main things that people talk about is leaving your car idling. God damn, what the fuck? We have a damn earthquake or something? It was a big ass bump in the road, bro. Bump slash did. God, it almost threw me out my damn seat. Damn road almost gave me the ejecto-cito. But anyways, like I was saying, damn near lost my train of thought from almost being ejected from my vehicle. But yeah, idling. Do not let your car idle. Start it up, let it warm up. Once you see the RPMs settle down, that's good. Take it easy until the oil gets warmed up. You know, don't rev it or whatever. Go light while you're driving, but don't just let it sit there and idle forever, because that's not going to be good for your lifters for this vehicle. These vehicles do not do good just idling, and really I don't think any car should be idling for an extended period of time, but especially these right here. So if you stop somewhere, you know, and you got your car just sitting there, like I see a lot of people just letting their car idle, and it makes me cringe all the time. Like, oh my god, if only they knew what that's doing to the longevity of their engine. Like, don't let this car idle. If you guys are gonna not be driving and you're just sitting around waiting for something or just chilling, turn the car off, you know what I'm saying, and turn it back on once you're ready to go. That's gonna do a lot to help prevent Hemi tick in these vehicles. Another thing, and this should be obvious, you know, but it might not be for some people, but another major thing is just keep up on the oil changes. You know what I'm saying? Keep up on the oil changes. In the manual on these cars, you shouldn't go over 5,000. Most people drive these cars hard. You know what I'm saying? And before we go on with that, let's just admire the scenery that we got. I love this drive right here. You know, living in Cali, we get the mountains, we get the creeks, the valleys, the ocean. We ain't seen the ocean right now, but you know, just take in these moments like I am right now and be blessed for where you're at. Every place has its beauty, and you know, I'm blessed to be here in Cali. But with all that being said, let's continue. As I was saying, make sure you're putting the right oil and make sure you're keeping up on those oil changes. I mean, me personally, if you go 6,000, in my opinion, that's not gonna be that big of a deal as long as your oil ain't black. You know what I'm saying? Like, just keep checking your oil, make sure it looks healthy, make sure it doesn't look all black, and make sure it ain't cloudy. You know, obviously check the oil like every time you fill up on gas, like I said before in previous videos, and just make sure it looks right. And as long as it looks good, I don't think going 6,000 is gonna really be that crazy for the engine, but I wouldn't go anything beyond that. I would say 5,000 obviously is gonna be your best bet. 6,000 is the absolute max in my personal opinion. Now, different people have different opinions. Some people don't even go to 5,000, but I think that's OD. You know, I don't think you have to go to that extent. So 5,000 is gonna be the sweet spot. If you wanna be safe, don't go over 5,000, use the right oil, keep up on your oil changes, and you're gonna be good. Now, before we get into the next thing, I do have to say is some cars are just gonna be lemons, you know what I'm saying? Some got it and some don't. And that's just the luck of the draw when it comes to any car. No matter what you do, you might just get the bad apple, you know what I'm saying? You might just get that bad pick of the litter, and there's nothing really that can be done about that. And hopefully that don't happen for a lot of you guys, but it's gonna happen for some. But you know, the only thing that you could do is make sure you break in the car the right way. If you're getting it brand new, if you're getting it used, make sure you go through all the right, you know, precautions and everything to ensure that you're not getting a worn down, beat up vehicle. But you know, there's only a certain amount of things you could do. Some things are out of your control, so I do have to say that with all this other stuff being said. And now the next thing that can be done, and this is not going to be for everybody, because you know, it is going to be a little pricey, And if you still have your warranty, it will void your warranty because you will need a tune. And what that is you can replace the MDS lifters. You could go ahead and get Hellcat lifters, whether you're in an RT or a Scat pack. But like I said, that will require a tune. And with that tune comes a lot of money, a good amount of money, and you will void your warranty if you still have that warranty. So that is something to consider. I know that's not gonna be for everybody, but if you don't mind voiding that warranty, that is something you could do. Now, it's not to say that if something does happen, you can't just replace the Hellcat lifters that you put in there with the MDS lifters again, and you know, take the tune off and all that, and you know, test your luck. But these vehicles nowadays, everything's so advanced, they can see everything you do. So they're gonna know when you mess with the PCM or the ECU, whatever you wanna call it. They're gonna know when you mess with certain things. You know, you get updates through email, you know, all the time, and it tells you your oil life, it tells you how many miles you got, you know, your tire pressure. Like, they know everything that's going on with the vehicle at all times nowadays. So just depending on the dealer, depending on how cool they are or not, some dealers might let it slide and some might be a lot more strict. So just make sure you take that into consideration if that's something you guys want to do. In my opinion, that's probably the best bet, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people would advise against it just because you got to do a good amount of stuff to get in there and replace those. So that's something that you might want to consider. It's just an option. I haven't done that. Most likely I would have done it if I were keeping this car, but as many of you know, I am going to be selling this extremely soon, like within the next month or so, because I'm gonna get that new Z, you know what I'm saying? I love this car. I'll get another Charger without a doubt, but I am getting that new Z, and you know, it's time to let bygones be bygones with this and get rid of this. So that is something I will be doing. As I turn around here, gotta be careful because we are low. But yeah, so that's pretty much everything you guys need to know on, you know, what a Hemi tick is, what you can do to prevent it, and all that. It's only right. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the content, if you found it helpful, please do me that favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment down below, let me know your guys' thoughts, because all that helps out tremendously. It really does in the channel's growth with the YouTube algorithm. You know, we just trying to grow over here, you know, and get to that next level. We're trying to level up in everything that we do. So I really do appreciate that. We got a whole lot more content on the way. We might do some driving. I might give you guys a little canyon run at the end of this, just because we here anyway, so we might as well do it. So if you guys are interested in that sort of stuff, go ahead and stick around. Just like usual, the GoPro cut off on me. I don't know if it overheated, what happened. You know how them GoPros are, but I don't know how much of that you guys got, but I was just saying, all links are down below in the description for anything you guys might need. You know, my usual spiel, shut your dumb ass up, that I give you guys. And like I was saying, the new 1391 merch is out. I got the new merch out. I don't got it on me yet, but it is on the way. You know what I'm saying? So I can show you guys, but I'll show you guys up here on the screen what it looks like. I'm liking this logo a lot. The OG logo is still there. That has been revamped as well. The placement I messed with a little bit, and the size of it, but I'm liking this new one a lot, guys. Like, you guys let me know your opinions on it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. But I'm really feeling this one, and I'm hype about it, and we got more on the way. You know, we just getting started with this stuff. I'm just giving you little giblets here and there, but we got a whole lot more with this. It's not merch, it's really apparel. You know, this is a whole line. This is gonna be a big thing in the future. So, you know, everybody that's getting in right now, shout out to you guys, man. I really appreciate it. And I am gonna do a whole like member thing. If any of you guys are interested in becoming a member of the channel or anything like that, we are gonna do that, and you guys will have certain perks, and some of them will have to do with the apparel. So all that is down below in the description. Like I said, all my social platforms, if you guys want to follow the IG, I do highly recommend that. You can keep up with everything that I'm doing outside of this, because I do stuff outside of YouTube as well. I got the gaming channel, all that for you guys. And like I said, we'll get that little canyon run in. We'll close it out with that, as we do sometimes. So for everybody that's still interested in that, we got that coming up. For everybody else, I appreciate you. Until the next time, who is LouieXIII checking out. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. I'm gonna catch y'all soon. Appreciate you, like I always say. Salute. Something a little light. My damn phone went flying again. I didn't want to push it too hard because these tires have seen better days, but this car, you know, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it. Peace out though, guys. I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. I appreciate everybody that stuck around to this point, man. Much love to you guys. Salute.